Hi, this is Rohan Vinod Mehra, and you're watching me on Filmibeat. But that said, Bazaar is very special to me, and in a strange way, I think it fit to my personality perfectly. Because if you see,
Make money, 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 money.
were you in the film? And I'm like, yeah, the guy with that. Oh yeah, no, that was you. That's happened. 4 more shots as well when I did season 3. They're like, wait, you're in 4 more shots season 3? Every 30 years, there's like a generational shift. So I think a lot of today's people, unless you're like a film fanatic and you love Bollywood and you've seen everything, you'll really remember. Like the people out there who don't even
as
know
we're
that.
talking about, I think the scene where the person tells you to sell that thing and you drink it. Oh, I think it was amazing to watch it in the theaters also.
Yeah, a little disgusting as well, right?
Yeah, a bit. But then we were like, okay, actually he did it.
Yeah.
Hi guys, this is Murtuza Iqbal. Welcome to Filmy Baatein with Filmy Beat. And today I'm with an actor. उन्होंने शुरू किया था बाजार के साथ और अंत नहीं है. कहता है मैं इसमें तो थोड़ी थोड़ी चीज़ें कर रहे हैं और अभी उन्होंने अपनी परफॉर्मेंस से एक वेब सीरीज नाम काला में सबको बहुत इम्प्रेस किया है. एंड शायद से मेरी तरह आपको भी लगा होगा कि यार ये वेब सीरीज में थे क्या, but वो थे, and he has given an amazing performance. I'm talking about none other than Rohan Vinod Mehra, who is here with us today.
Thank
Hi
you.
Rohan,
Hello.
welcome to Filmy Beat.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
First of all, I have to start by asking you this. As I said, for like 2-3 episodes, I was like, Rohan kahan hai?
Yeah.
Where is Rohan? Did you get this kind of response?
Yeah. I honestly, I did get this kind of response, but I want to add that this response not only is singled out to Kala, but in my career until now, like when I mention to people that I did this film called 420 IPC, they'll be like, wait, were you in the film? And I'm like, yeah, the guy with that. Oh yeah, no, that was you. That's happened. 4 more shots as well when I did season 3. They're like, wait, you're in 4 more shots season 3? You're the politician. Was that you? So I keep getting this thing where it's like, people keep seeing my stuff, but they're like, but where is he? We're not recognizing. But I take that as a compliment, to be honest with you.
Yes.
But for Kala, it happened for sure because it was a 3-in-1 where it is like,
Yeah.
which one is he in the 3? And all of them were there. Yeah.
Yes. So, of course, I would like to start by asking you this, that as I said, it was something not what you look like. You have this amazing personality and everything. That was totally opposite there. Were you a bit hesitant, like, should I take it up? See, it's an amazing role. There's no doubt about it. But were you a bit hesitant, should I take it up or not? What people are going to see? Because even when we see you on social media, I have this amazing photos, everyone drooling over it. But then, of course, you do a performance like this. Was there a hesitation before taking up?
You know what? Honestly, I think for me personally, I wasn't hesitant at all about it. But I think people around me were really asking me and being like, "Do you want to do a role where you're playing like a 55-year-old, a 35-year-old, and a 25-year-old? You're so young still. You're so new to the industry. Why do you want to age yourself?" But for me, when I read the written material, I just completely connected to it. I instantly fell in love with the character. I instantly fell in love with the story. And there are very few characters, I think, where at least so far in my career, where you read and you just have this this sense of that you can bring something unique to it, and it excites you, it scares you. I was scared, I will say, in the sense that the character was very demanding. The role was quite demanding, so I was scared, but I was also very excited about it. So I wasn't hesitant at all. As strange as that sounds and how different it is from who I am, but I wasn't hesitant. No, I was excited. Yeah.
Right. Of course, I would like to know, you started with Bazaar, a very different movie based on stock market.
Yeah.
As a newcomer who wanted to, of course, make a mark in the industry, that was a risk, I would say, because it wasn't that masala commercial entertainer that would grab everyone's attention. Bazaar did an average business at the box office. What was that one thing that you thought, okay, I have to come in this industry through a project like that?
Honestly, it wasn't like I was given a choice. Like, I think there's a slight, if any, a misconception that, it's a film that I chose to do as such. That's not the truth at all. In fact, I'm very grateful that film was offered to me at the stage. I was auditioning a lot. I was trying very hard to get a break, and it just so happened that I fit in this role well, at least according to the producers, and through auditioning and through several workshops, we kind of narrowed down that, I'd work for the film. So I was just thrilled at the time that I was being given an opportunity to, make my debut. So I didn't really think much of, is it commercial, is it not commercial? I don't know. It's strange. I don't know. I didn't have that liberty of, deciding which film is my first film. But that said, Bazaar is very special to me. And in a strange way, I think it fit to my personality perfectly. Because if you see any of the work I've done after that, I always pick the character
Yeah.
first, the film first, the subject matter first, and even when I'm not picking it, somehow finds its way to me. So that's quite nice. Yeah.
Right. Of course, you are Vinod sir's son,
Yeah.
but he is not around, of course. When did you thought that and you're not someone who has been born in like brought up in Mumbai basically,
Yeah.
around maybe filmy people or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. You were quite away. So how did you think that I think I should come into acting?
Yeah, it was definitely not something that was obvious to me. It's not like I was born and I grew up and I decided I wanted to be an actor. In fact, I would say my older sister Sonia, growing up, she was always the one who was a very natural performer in the sense that she always knew she would want to be a performer, whether that was dancing, acting, singing, whatever it was. She was always taking part in talent shows in school. She was very external about her art and very. She drew a lot of attention to herself in a very typical performer kind of fashion. With me, I was always very shy, very introverted. I'm the younger sibling, so I was kind of always. At least I felt that I was always in the shadow of my sister. I think only when I moved to England later on in my life when I was 18 years old, and I was living there alone in university alone, and kind of living my own life. I started discovering who I am as a human being, and that films and music really attracts me, and this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. Initially, the journey started as wanting to write and direct, and I did that. I directed 2 short films. I wrote a couple of features. I assisted a little bit with some directors in the industry. I joined an acting school then in order to learn how to direct actors better as a director. And in the midst of all that, I realized that, acting is also a way of telling stories, really. Essentially, we're storytellers. The only difference is instead of doing it behind a camera or with a pen, we're doing it with our own instrument, which is our bodies. And for me, that was like a different trip altogether. I was like, wow, this is wild. Like I can tell stories, I can do things with my body and express myself. And because you have to remember, I was very shy and introverted, so I wasn't someone who really expressed myself much. But going into this space where I was free to do what I wanted without judgment was really amazing. And I kind of always say that acting, saved my life in a lot of ways because it really broke me out of my shell. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, whenever we talk about nepotism or star kids, something, it is like everyone around here right now, star kids, they do have their parents who are there in the industry around. Do you think it would have been a different scenario for you if Vinod sir was around?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, yeah, I think it may have. I don't know, but it's a lot of what ifs because would I even be an actor if my dad was around? I don't know. Everything would have just changed. It's like it's not just having a human being on earth with you, but it's having a father figure to you. So I may have just been a different person entirely. Maybe I wouldn't have done this. Who knows? Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, but was there anyone in the industry, maybe from your mother's, you knew anyone like your father's friends or anyone? Did they, did you go and meet them first by any chance? I want to do this. What was that whole journey when it started?
Not really, because my mom was from Kenya, which is
Yeah.
where I grew up, and I think she was married to my dad for, I think it was 3 or 4 years after he
Yes.
passed away. So
Yes.
even her relations was, she was also in this position where she was from abroad, gotten married to someone from Bombay. She was, living with his family. Like it was a joint family in that sense. And suddenly her husband passes away. So I don't think she also made those kind of connections. And then suddenly after my dad passed away, I went back to Kenya for the first 18 years, and then England. So 22 years I was away from Bombay. So those relations were never really kind of like kept throughout those years. Maybe like once in a while when I'd come to Bombay for holidays, I would meet, go to like a screening of whoever my mom's friends were. But it was never like that. We don't really have like very close connections with the industry as such. So no, I didn't really meet any of his friends and say, could you help me out? It wasn't that at all. It was a case of just me being obsessed with films and me being
Right.
obsessed with the craft and me being obsessed with the work. And I tried making my way up through my own connection and on, just on the basis of my hard work.
Right.
That's a true story. It's not as glamorous, but it's true. Or controversial. Yeah, but it's true.
No,
Yeah.
but when you went for the auditions or
Yeah.
something, did you say that okay, I am the son of
No,
Vinod
no,
Mehra?
I didn't.
No?
No, I didn't. And the other thing is that I think with my dad, and this is something which I also, in a way, I try making my career a thing that I can remind people about my dad, because my dad passed away now 32 years ago.
Yes.
And every 30 years there's like a generational shift. So I think a lot of today's people unless you're like a film fanatic
yes.
and you love Bollywood and you've seen everything, you really remember exactly who he was and what he did, which is sad really, because he lived his life for this. He lived his life for this career. He did so much great work. So no, I never really used his name, and I don't think that was the first starting point of any conversation. I mean, I don't know if the casting director and whatever knew that inside, but it was never brought out to me like that. No, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of your father's film? Which one is your favorite, if you can tell us?
I love, honestly, I love all his films. I've seen a lot a lot of them, not all of them, but I've seen. I would say my fair share. My favorites will have to be Bemisal, directed by Rishikesh Mukherjee, Ghar, which he did with Rekha ji.
Yes.
Anurod, Khuddar I really loved. Burning Train, I mean, yeah, there are like lots,
Yeah.
but yeah. But I would say Bemisal is probably the one which stands out to me as my favorite.
Right. Now, Rohan, of course, as I said, when you made your choice as doing a film like Bazaar, and then, of course, a very different way to Kala now. As an actor now, when any script or something comes to you, or you go for an audition, what is something that you look forward to before saying yes to the project?
Two things. It's either how much I relate to the character, how much of me I see in the character. That's one thing I look at. The other thing, which is kind of the opposite, is that what can I bring to the character? If there's a character on paper which I may not relate to, like for example, even with Kala, with Shubhendu Mukherjee, there's not so much I can relate to him. But when I read the script, I felt very strongly there's something unique I feel that me as Rohan can bring to the character. So those are the two things I look at, even in an audition sometimes. When you're given the couple of scenes to audition for and you're given a short synopsis, sometimes you're not even given that. Just in the way the character speaks, what can I bring to this audition that's unique? But with auditions, it's still a little more tricky because you're auditioning with so many more people and the brief is very strict that this is what we want most of the time. There are a few auditions and a few casting directors that let you bring something unique to the audition as well. So I like those for sure. Yeah.
Right. Of course, if I go back to Bazaar, as I said, the film just did a very average business. It wasn't a huge hit. How did you tackle that kind of a thing? Like the first movie, of course, it should have been hit. Everyone dreams, of course.
Yeah.
So how did you tackle that whole situation?
Honestly, even though it's box office and how films do because and the business of the film industry is something I'm quite interested in from like something separate to my acting because I don't know, it might be what I studied in university and I've always been from I studied economics and I really enjoy reading and understanding all of that. But with Bazaar, when I was acting in it, I kind of tried disconnecting from that whole aspect of it. I said, you know what, I'm just going to go into this as an actor, do my job, and the rest of it is obviously it would have helped if the film made 200 crores. But I didn't think much of it. I just thought that it is what it is. And to be fair, if I really look at it from an analyst point of view, which I'm not a professional at by any means, but just as an enthusiast, that I think the film, it was always a niche film in the subject matter, despite the film being very, very, I would say had a lot of commercial elements to it, like songs, the story was easy to follow. It was very much a Yash Chopra kind of inspired film in the storytelling of how it's told. I think the subject matter itself about the stock market and about shares is something which is quite niche. So I think if we look at the film through that glass, and I think people who are in the industry, whether you're producers, analysts, and if you look at the film through that lens and really just see the business of it, I think the film actually did quite decently, to be honest with you. So I'm very proud of the film. My performance has got me a lot of love over the years. Until today, people really, in fact, I keep saying that I think people remember me as Rizwan Ahmed more than they know me as Vinod Mehra's son.
Right.
And that's saying something. Like there are people out there who don't even know
as we're
that.
talking about, I think the scene where the person tells you to sell that thing and you drink it. Oh, I think it was amazing to watch it in the theaters also.
A little disgusting as well, right?
A bit. But then we were like, okay, actually he did it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did drink it, by the way. He spat in it after that.
I'm sorry, what?
I drank the spat coffee.
Are you sure? What?
No, I'm kidding.
I was like, what?
Just kidding. Yeah. No, just kidding. Yeah. But yeah, no, but totally. So I'm so grateful to that film, honestly. Yeah, I really am. Yeah.
Yes. So what's happening next now? Of course, Kala, it's a web series. It's there on OTT. People are going to watch it more and everything. But what's happening next after that?
So I have two films that are completed. The edit is done and they're ready. One film is Adbhut, which is directed by Sabir Khan. It's a psychological thriller with some horror elements. It's a new genre for Sabir sir also to explore. The cast includes myself, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, Diana Penty, and Shreya Dhanvantri. So it's an interesting cast. That film should be releasing soon. I don't know the exact details of it, but it's ready. There's another film which I've completed as well. That's a more slice of life, more urban kind of a film, but I can't reveal too much about it because the producers kind of want to do their way of doing it.
Yeah.
But that film's also done. I finished shooting for it. So these two films are like on the cards to release.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So Rohan, of course, we have spoken a lot about your professional life. I would like to ask you some question about your personal life.
Let's do it.
What's right? Everyone, all the girls out there would like to know if Rohan is single, dating someone, committed, what it is.
I am lone wolf, single. Yeah, I'm single. Yes.
Right. So,
Yeah.
what kind of girls would you if you look out for a life partner? What kind of a girl it would be?
Have to be someone very authentic, someone who's very comfortable in their own skin. I really like it when girls are comfortable in their own skin and there's no kind of show that I have to be a certain way. I have to follow like people who don't follow trends just for the sake of following
Yeah.
trends. Like trends are great if the trend connects to you and you feel it, then do it. But I like that sense of like authenticity in girls for sure. If I feel that and like I know, I have this thing where I try feeling like the energy of the person. If that matches and I feel they're being authentic, I love it. So authenticity is the main thing. Be true to who you are, and that is the main thing for me.
Right. And I think
Yeah.
the best thing would be if she's an avid reader, loves photography, and loves coffee. Right.
Yes. Or if she likes posing, and I can take photographs of her, that's not a bad
Yes,
thing, right?
yeah. So now I'm done with my Q&A. We are going to play a small game called Never Have I Ever.
Yeah.
So let's start with that. Never have I ever used a dating app.
Never.
Never.
Yeah, never. This is a weird one actually because like I feel like everyone has, and I feel this is like one thing I've missed out on. Two things I missed out on the dating app thing, and I missed out on the TikTok thing while it's still available.
Okay.
So I'm like a fossil when it comes to dating apps. I wouldn't even know what to do if I open one, honestly.
Right. Okay.
I just know there's something about swiping right or swiping left.
Yes.
Right is yes, left is no.
Right. Left is no. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never have I ever gone on a blind date.
Never.
Never.
I'm
Never.
very boring, man. Sorry.
Never have I ever ghosted someone.
I have. Oh wait. Okay, wait. Let's just take this back a second. Never have I ever ghosted someone. So this can be text, it can be person.
Yeah. Anyone.
Okay, no, I've
you
ghosted
just-
someone. Yeah, of course.
You have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never have I ever made out in a public place.
I have. Haven't we all in our own ways?
I don't know.
Have you?
No comments.
What? Okay.
See, no one wants to know about me. Why will you? Why?
No, but we're having a conversation. It'll be nice, no? Anyway, chalo.
Maybe.
Oh, we got it. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Never have I ever cheated on someone.
Never.
Yeah. Okay. Never.
That's the
have
truth, by the way. That's
Yeah.
not just me saying it for camera.
Never have I ever given my phone number, fake phone number to someone.
I have.
You have.
Yeah. I'm not proud of it, but what can I say? Yeah.
Never have I ever shoplifted.
I did when I was 6 years old, and it became a whole fiasco, and the police got called, and it was bad. So yes, unfortunately, I have.
Never have I ever hit on by the same gender.
I have.
Have?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And lastly, never have I ever drunk texted or called my ex.
Oh, of course, multiple times,
Right.
multiple exes.
What was their reaction? I would like.
They were quite sweet about it, and I apologized the next day, so it's fine.
Right. So Rohan, it was really nice chatting
nice
with
chatting
you,
with
and
you.
all the best for your future projects. Thank you so much
much.
for being with us.
Cheers. Thank you.